Man, this is a... I don't like scripts because it seems like fake. But shit, dude, I fucked up. It's gotta change. Honestly, it's like fucking scary doing this right now, but just been depressed. Been depressed as fuck recently. I have not really been in a good spot. Like I said before, it's gotta change. And there's no way to do that without kind of stepping into discomfort. That's something I had forgotten. I'd forgotten a lot of things. Okay, I'm recording this in my car, mostly just because I chickened out. I normally, even when I'm recording in my car, I feel self-conscious if like someone walks by or like the idea that someone might hear me or something. And so it's like recording outside is actually like a scary thought. And I mean, I actually did for a little bit, but it's just, we'll get there. And that's the thing I have to keep in mind. It's all about growth, and it's all about growth. Now, I've been, like I mentioned before, I've just been in like a depressed state, a depressed mood, essentially for the last few weeks, really, like 3 weeks maybe. And it's something that I had forgotten about because, you know, once you get in that mood, you start to forget what it's like to be out of it. You start to forget what it's like to be out of it, and you start to forget the things you did that were keeping you out of it, right? And you start to like let things go over time. And so last week was the first week that I missed a day at all in terms of like uploading a video. And then immediately after that, that was the second day I ever missed. So I missed 2 days in a row, and I didn't upload anything. And I don't know, that just didn't feel good, right? Like to myself. And then I knew that. And I also kind of like, it's almost like once you start falling, you continue to fall lower and lower. And so I just gave up on all sorts of different things. And there was like a period of time where I let myself forget about it because I was going out, I was having fun, hanging out with friends and stuff. And then I was doing that like one after the other. It was a busy weekend, right? And then it stopped, right? Like then it finished. And I was left with myself again. And I just realized how sad I was. Like I realized how empty I felt. And I didn't like it. And that's like, God, it culminated last night when I realized like, shit, I need to do something about this. And so that's why this morning I woke up, I only got like 6 hours of sleep last night, but I woke up 8 a.m. and I just went on a walk. And I decided like, first thing I'm going to do is get out of the house and like break this chain that I've been in. And I've gone back, I haven't been working, right? Like I've been like, it feels almost like I'm cheating my work. I've been working remote, fortunately, and I've just like not been working, and it's been difficult for me to do things. I haven't been going out. I haven't been getting groceries, no cooking. I've barely been eating like actual food. I'm lucky that I have like a lot of leftovers that I can subsist off of, because otherwise I'd probably just be eating bagels and cereal. It's like I'm watching significant amounts of porn every day, sometimes even multiple times a day, and it's just, I'm not doing anything, right? I'm not creating anything. All I'm doing is just, I've been spending these days almost like in a haze, and I'm either clicking on the next YouTube video or logging into a porn site, dude. It's like, it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good. And it doesn't feel good to kind of like look at myself and see that, right? And it's like, I've been keeping up with some things and like working out and stuff, but it's just not enough. It's not enough for me to be able to look in the mirror and say that I feel good about myself, because I don't, right? And I don't feel good. I don't feel good. And there's a lot of reasons for that, because I'd forgotten a lot of things, right? Like when you're on self-improvement, you end up just, you know, It's like you take every day as it comes. And at some point, you might slip. And when you slip, you have a decision. You have a decision to either go back onto the path, stay onto the path, or to slip again and slip again. And those are tiny, tiny decisions, but you don't realize that the more of those tiny decisions that you make, right, where you continuously allow yourself to slip, eventually you are completely off. You have veered off entirely, and your life's trajectory is in a direction that you do not want to go. And that's the thing that you don't realize if you take those small steps in the wrong direction. And that's what happened to me. And that happens to me all the time, right? And I think that's probably just part of it. That's part of being a human, right? You have, some good weeks and you have some bad weeks, right? But the important thing is that you're able to recognize it in yourself and you're able to better yourself so that next time you can go a little longer. And that's what I have to do, right? And so now I'm recognizing that and I'm seeing like kind of what caused it. And I think there's a lot of things, right? There's a lot of things I made a video on consuming versus creating, right? And how at each point in my life, the phases of time in which I have focused on creating over consuming, right? I minimize my consumption, my time on YouTube, time spent on social media, right? All this stuff. The better I feel. The more I create and the less I consume, the better I feel. I forgot that. And so that's been just insane. Like, that's just been wrecking me, right? More than you'd expect. But I think it really messes with your dopamine and all sorts of shit. And the same thing goes for porn, right? So it's like, the phases of my life that have been the best have definitely not involved porn. And I don't know which way that correlation goes, because I think it's possible that maybe I'm just watching porn because I'm feeling so kind of negative all the time, right? And it's an outlet. Maybe it's a way to distract myself. Maybe when things are going well, I don't need it, right? But that's another thing. And it's like getting out of my room, right? Like just getting out of my room, getting out of my house. That's why I woke up today. Like, even though I only got 6 hours of sleep, and first thing I did was I stepped outside. Like I just went for a walk because I needed to get out. I needed to break the chain, to break the monotony. I had to step outside my room. And that's a big thing because I've been spending, and I mean, like a reason for this is like here, my car windshield like got fucking demolished because a tree fell on it while I was at work last week, and I just haven't really been able to drive this car. Like, I'm recording in it, but if I like make too jolty of a movement, that entire thing might cave because it's just wrecked, right? And it's like, not having a car means I can't go to work. Not being able to go to work means I no longer have a reason to get out of bed in the morning, right? Because I can just kind of stay in bed. I can even work from bed if I want, right? And that's not a good thing. And I didn't realize that. I didn't realize that I needed to give myself a reason to get out of bed in the morning, right? Because then I just kind of assume that everything later in the day will take care of itself, and it won't. So I need to give myself a reason to get out of bed in the morning. And so that's what I did today. I got out. And it worked. Like, I'm feeling so much better now. I don't feel like I'm in a haze. I feel like I'm actually conscious. And it's like recently it's been so rare for me to feel like I'm conscious. I've just been, I look at the clock and 1 minute it's 10 a.m. and then the next minute it's 1 p.m. and I've wasted 3 hours and I don't know how. And I'm not aware of it. I haven't been in the present moment, and now I finally feel like I am, right? And now time almost feels abundant because I've taken control of it from the beginning of the day. And that's the shit that I need to remember, because when I forget what it is that makes me do better, that makes me feel better, I start to slowly slip away again. But I'm going to make a lot of changes. I'm going to make a lot of changes, and I think it's going to reflect, because my life is going to change, and so will this channel. And that's something I'm going to be making another video on in the future. But things are going to change, because they have to. I don't like things as they are now. I just don't. I just don't feel good, I don't like where I am right now. I want to be better. I want to, just want to like, I want to become something. I want to improve myself, and I want to change. I just want to change. I want things to be better. I want to make things better. And I know I'm barely saying anything, but I'll probably cut that out. But things are going to change. Things are going to change. I'm going to start taking action. I'm going to start taking the initiative. Because I think, especially recently, even in the moments recently, in the weeks recently, like not these last couple of weeks, but like before that, when I felt like I was on top of the world, I still don't think, like looking back at it, that I was really in a position of taking, of taking initiative, right? I don't feel like I was in the position of taking initiative. I don't think that was the case. And now I'm starting to become aware of that. And I want to make that a priority. Because regardless of what I'm doing, if I can be in a position of taking the initiative, if I can make that my goal, if I can make that the standard, then I feel like things will be a lot more sustainable, right? I feel like things will last a lot longer because I will be kind of the person making the decision. I will be choosing what I do with my time. I will be conscious. I will be aware in each moment. If I can just start every single day off from this place of initiative, right? From taking the day myself. And so I'm going to be making some changes. I'm going to be making some changes in my life, and I'm going to be documenting that, and I'm going to be showing how well that works, right? What works and what doesn't, because I think there's a lot of different ways to change your life. There's a lot of different ways. I don't know where I'm going with that. There's a lot of different ways to change your life, and there's a lot of different ways to change your life, and it all just like depends on your situation, you know? In my case, I think that the reason I keep falling is when I lose initiative, when I feel like I lose control. I mean, the whole reason for this, or I guess I've been feeling bad before a tree fell on my car, but having a tree fall on my car and losing the independence of having a car, right? Having to make plans that rely on other people because I don't have a ride myself, that has sucked. But what I've forgotten is that I don't need a car, right? I've started to identify myself with all these things, and I've started to rely on so much in the exterior that I've forgotten what it's all about, right? Like the only thing I need is myself. I've survived without a car. I've excelled without a car before. I've done really well without a car. And now I got a car. I start to get used to it. I take it for granted. And now it breaks. I can no longer use it. And I feel the after effects of that. But I don't need it. There's nothing in this world that I need besides myself. And I need to believe that. And I can prove that to myself by taking initiative, by starting every day from a place of initiative and shifting the perspective from which I approach my life, from one of reaction to one of action. And so that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. All right. All right. Things are changing. Yo, what the fuck is this thing? Oh. All right, it's 6:20 a.m. Getting up for some early morning jiu-jitsu. All right, just got out of jiu-jitsu. Feels good getting an early start to the day. Way better than the usual kind of like waking up lazily and stuff. One thing I realize is just the moment you wake up, getting out of the house is like insane. Because if you wake up and it's slow and you just kind of like, you're off to a slow start to the day and you're just like on your phone, you're on maybe like on watching YouTube or something, it just doesn't feel good. And it like ruins your momentum for the day. But if you can like get up and the first thing you do is get out of your house, do some exercise, in my case, got up at 6:30 and did jiu-jitsu, it's like you feel good afterwards. And it's like you have set a tone for the day that's gonna like carry you through, you know? But yeah, feeling good. All right, had a pretty good work day. Wasn't insanely productive, but significantly better than than the last few days. So that's pretty good. Now I'm going for some rock climbing. Yeah, just trying to get back into the habit of doing things.